Hey guys, Amanda here. I wanted to share with you something that happened yesterday during a play date, and it's kind of a huge pet peeve of mine when people don't have manners. I don't like when kids don't have manners, but that's tolerable. But when it's adults who don't have manners in somebody else's house, really drives me nuts. So I want to share the story that happened yesterday and how I dealt with it, and see what you guys think, and you can comment down below. Okay, so this is what happened. Yesterday we had a play date at the house, and I did invite way more people, but only a few of them showed up. So we had one mom who brought three kids, and one was 18 months, one was 5, and one was 7. Then we had another mom bring just two, and one was in 5th grade, so however old you are in 5th grade, maybe 10, and her other one who is 4. So I have 2. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 7 kids. Okay, so the first thing I said when they got here was, okay, we have all these crafts set up. We're going to have a great time. And just so everybody knows, we're not using the trampoline today because it's really muddy out there and the trampoline is wet. And if anybody out there has a trampoline knows that when your trampoline's wet, it's very dangerous. And, my second reason is that I don't want to sit out there and referee 7 kids on a trampoline because it just doesn't work. It does not work. There's always fighting. There's always bickering. I mean, it's just insane. So that's that. So we did our crafts and we had a great time and yada yada. And when we were all done, we were wrapping up the crafts. Like nobody was ready to go, and we have 2 bedrooms that are just filled with toys, and we had the Wii out, and Mario was going, and then all of a sudden, one of the moms, the mom with 3 kids, had said, "Hey, do you mind if my boys go out there and use a trampoline?" And I said, "Well, I kinda. It's wet out there, and it's really muddy, and it's really dangerous when it's wet." And she was like, "Well, I kind of was hoping that there would be something for, my older boy to do." Okay, well, you brought your older boy to a 5-year-old preschool play date. So this is what he has to do. Why do I even have to say this? I'm not saying this to her, but I'm thinking it. Why do I have to have this, conversation with you? Are you a child? So after going back and forth for a minute, she really just could not understand why I had said no about the trampoline. I mean, it even went to my door, my back door, huge sliding glass door, and looks out there for a few minutes and was like, "It doesn't look that muddy out there." What do you do? So I'm thinking, well, you're on your own. So I said, okay, go ahead. I mean, you guys can go jump on the trampoline. Just do me a favor. Use the front door so my dogs don't get out the back door. We have in Florida, if you have a patio, most of the time it's screened in. And ours is screened in. And if the dogs go back there, they're just yippy and they want to go out and they want to play, and we're not fenced in. So it just becomes havoc. It's a nightmare. So once again, I said, just go out front and, go around the house and, whatever. Mind you, I live in a secluded neighborhood that's gated. We all know our neighbors. There's really not too far you can go. It's just it's silly, really. And she went into just complete, shock that I had asked them to use the front door so the dogs don't, bug them or, yip and yap and all that stuff. So she said, "Well, I don't understand. It's screened in. They could just go out the back door." So I said, "Yes, I understand that, but the dogs are going to follow you, and they're just, they want to go out and play and they can't. It's muddy back there." So everybody went out the front door and walked around the house. All the kids did, and they went and they played on the trampoline. So they were out there for probably about 10 minutes when I could really see this mom itching, just freaking out a little bit. And mind you, the whole back of the house is all sliding glass doors. There's 3 of them, 3 huge sliding glass doors. You can see and hear everything that in the yard is so small. So she decides, she says, I'm going to put my shoes on and I'm going to go outside with the kids. And say, okay. So she took it upon herself to go out the back door. At this point, the dogs were just kind of like, whatever. It was just one person walking out the back. It wasn't a big deal. But because there was, after she got out there and there's, all these kids on the trampoline, which they shouldn't be. There shouldn't be that many kids on the trampoline. But there's no better way than kind of, teaching people a lesson of their own, when they act dumb. And that's what was happening yesterday. She was just acting childlike and dumb. And there's nothing I could do about it. So after like maybe 10 minutes, finally meltdown modes came. Oh, I got hurt. Oh, so-and-so jumped on me and blah, blah, blah. So they were kind of trickling in one at a time, somebody hurt me and da-da-da. So I said, oh, well, there's nothing I can do about it. Then don't jump on the trampoline. So needless to say, the last 2 people on the trampoline were her boys. And when everybody's coming in the house through the back door, because she used it, so now everybody thinks it's okay to use the back door, everybody's muddy. Everybody's just from head to toe, just covered in mud. So she gets her boys off the trampoline and comes to the back patio, and her boys are covered from head to toe in mud and those little green things that stick to you. So meanwhile, she has her 18-month-old out there with her, and she's trying to clean up her 2 other kids who are hysterical because they don't want to get off the trampoline. She's frustrated that everybody's muddy. Meanwhile, she let the dogs out, and she has to now chase them and her 18-month-old out the door. And I just sat there. I just sat in my living room with the other mom and just looking at her. I'm not going to help you. This is why I told you, from the get-go, why you can't go outside and jump on the trampoline, why the kids come in, why you can't use the back door opposed to the front door. Unreal. Why would you question another parent? Why would you question, the rules of another parent in their house? That's so rude. It's juvenile. If you can't follow rules, or you have to question rules, or you have to, I don't even know what the word is. If you don't have manners, don't go on play dates with 3 kids. Don't do it. Because you're just going to stress yourself out. So by the time she left, she was so distraught and just so out of her mind that she almost left in like a total state of frenzy. I don't feel bad for you. Those were my rules. And yes, I did sit there and let you figure that out because you're a dumbass. Why would you do that? Anyways, your thoughts. Your thoughts and how I dealt with it was, I want your thoughts down below. And, how I dealt with it was just let them clean up their own mess. There's nothing I can do for you at this point. So whether you agree or disagree, excuse me, that's fine. But if you guys ever come across somebody like this in a play date, or a friend, or another parent, or blah, 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 even a family member, you know what? Let them deal with it on their own. Let them, deal with the havoc that they caused. Because there's nothing else you can do. And that's it.